Hey, it's Glenn, and welcome to the other side of my office. I felt like I'm always filming vlogs in my office these days because there's just not much else going on. I mean, especially lately. Yeah, I'm getting things done. For example, um, things are starting to come out that I've been working on, like the re-release of Chapter 2 of the Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas is available as a free PDF download on my author website, glensladeclarkjr.com. And that's a reissue of, I had 15 chapters come out of this over the years, and we're re-releasing them all in new formats to lead into new chapters coming out next year, until the story is told. I know where this series is going. I know how many chapters there are. This isn't just an open-ended, making it up as I'm going along sort of thing. It's a long story, though, so get comfortable, enjoy. It's going to be years. We're going to be riding this roller coaster for years, but Chapter 2 is back out in free PDF and also a pocket paperback edition that you can order from my website. Also, the second character spotlight has gone up on my website. It's that guy from the An Unexpected Snow short story, and In Wine Lies the Truth. So if you want to know more about that guy, I'm not going to tell you his name. I don't know that he has a name, he's just that guy, but you can go to my author website and read all about him. The character spotlights go up once a month, so we're too deep so far. And, I have been, though, like what I really wanted to process, I guess, in this video is that the past couple weeks or so or more, I've just been, well, it seems longer than it has been, I think, just been dealing with like ADHD paralysis, where there's just so much going on, there's so much to do that I can't do any of it. And I feel like I snapped out of it today. I've gotten some work done publishing wise. I'm making this vlog. I haven't, as of the recording of this, I haven't posted a vlog in a couple of weeks. And I had one filmed, the one that from your perspective went up last week after a 2-week. I didn't post anything on YouTube, period. But I couldn't bring myself to edit it. Like, ADHD paralysis is like, it makes every little thing feel overwhelming. So just the idea of editing a video that was already recorded felt overwhelming to me. The idea of formatting the next chapter of the Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas for March felt overwhelming to me. Just everything. Responding to text messages, returning phone calls. It's crazy, and it's like, because I have all the things I'm trying to get done in my life this year, and all of that on its own would overwhelm someone who didn't have all the evil acronyms, like, I've got a couple acronyms that are always beating me up from the inside out. The ADHD, the CPTSD, it's great fun in my brain, and both can cause someone to feel overwhelmed by things. I've been wearing my noise canceling headphones pretty much all the time. If I'm not at my day job, I'm wearing my headphones, and just sort of, it makes me feel safe. It makes me feel like I'm hiding from the world. It's kind of like if I were to cover my eyes and think nobody can see me. But those things are great. They've really helped me get more sleep. which, you know, I was dying from sleep deprivation a while back. Like, I'm not even being hyperbolic. I don't think I was gonna make it. I'd been going so long with only getting like 2 to 3 hours tops of sleep every night. But noise canceling headphones and a sleep mask changed my life. Changed my couch surfing lifestyle. But yeah, so all of that's going on. It's like, you know, there's healthy stress, right? When you're stressed out because you're doing the things you want to do. And it's a lot of work. But, you know, you're moving forward. It's like the stress of meeting a challenge. It's not the stress of just, well, there are monsters outside and they want to eat me. That's not a healthy stress. So, you know, there's that. There's another healthy stress, I think, is the transition at work to running everything. And it just so happened that, you know, they didn't tell me all the things that were in the pipelines there for the month of March. And every one of them on its own is overwhelming. There is so much to do. I've been working between 12 and 13 hours every day, and now I don't see any way around going in on weekends. I'm going to go in tomorrow on Sunday and try to get caught up and ahead of some things that I know are coming down on Monday through Friday, and I'm not going to have a chance to get caught up during the week. We're going to just be fighting for our lives. We're going to be fighting to stay above water all week because we're short-staffed. And there's giant projects going on. So that, you know, I'm wiped out. That's another thing. Like, I've been coming to the office, my author office, where I sit at this very moment, after work every day, and I just can't. Like, I just scroll through shorts on YouTube until it's time to go find a couch to die on, and I wake up the next morning at 4 a.m. to get to work by 5 a.m. and I do it all over again. And you know, when I feel like I'm getting behind, that makes me feel even more overwhelmed and causes me to shut down even more. And then, you know, there's been politics. Like, I forced myself to watch the State of the Union address, and Lord, help us all. And then, you know, I kind of started coming out of it because I got really angry. I don't understand what is happening in this country or why. You know, because I guess I watched, you know, within the span of a few days, I watched Trump and his cronies humiliate Zelensky at the White House, and that was embarrassing and horrifying to watch. And it's just like, who in the hell are these people? What president of the United States behaves like an elementary school bully? And all his little bitch ass, like the vice president, you know, you hadn't even said thank you. And he said thank you 33 times. Like, well, have you said thank you today? Go to hell, man. And like that dude who is like, do you even own a suit? Do they ever ask Elon Musk if he owns a suit? Because he walks around the Oval Office in no suit all the time, delivers addresses from the Oval Office like he's the damn president, doesn't wear a suit. I don't know. So anyway, that alone really upset me, just watching that. And then I watched Trudeau give a speech on Tuesday talking about their response to the idiotic tariffs that Trump placed on them, and just, you know, the opening of that speech made it very, very clear how the rest of the world sees the United States of America right now. We are very clearly the bad guys because there is no reason. There is no reason for this trade war. It does nothing to help us. It does nothing to lower the price of groceries or the cost of living in general. It does nothing to help raise wages. It does nothing for the American people. Like turning on our allies, turning on NATO, siding with Vladimir Putin, trying to say that Zelensky started the war in Ukraine when he was objectively invaded by Vladimir Putin. You know, and there's the whole argument, well, it used to be his. It used to be his, that I hear a lot of MAGA people say. Ukraine was his, so why shouldn't he take it back? Well, Alaska used to be Russia's. Are we going to give him that too? You know, are we going to give New England back to the United Kingdom? Are we going to give... I mean, if King Charles decided to invade New England and take it, I mean, would those arguments still apply if it's us? I mean, if the rules are different for someone else than they are for us, then the United States is a country of narcissists. It's not good. And, you know, I mean, let's skip the... You know, and if King Charles took back New England and then any given a Native American tribe decided they wanted to take it, would he just then, by our logic here, well, it used to be theirs, shouldn't the Native Americans be able to rise up and kick everyone else the hell out? When, you know, just use that Putin defense. Well, it used to be theirs, so we should just, if we want peace, we should just let them have it, right? If we want peace, we should let Mexico have Texas back. No, don't, you want peace, so just let them take it. It used to be theirs. I mean, come on, it's just ridiculous. I'm just appalled. So there's all that going on. And then I watched the State of the Union address and was just horrified. Just the President of the United States is so tiny that he has to repeatedly attack a vulnerable minority group. 2%, roughly 2% of the population is transgender. And they are not the boogeyman. They are not hiding under our beds or peeking under our bathroom stalls. They're just people. And they're an easy target because they're only 2% of the population. You know, they don't have the numbers on their own to stand up to the President of the United States and his platform. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to transgender people. That doesn't mean they're all good. No group of people is 100% good or 100% bad. You know, they've got their villains just like any of us do. But they're just people. They shouldn't be obligated to not have any flaws just to prove that they're normal people. Oh, it makes me mad. And so, you know, all of that kind of overwhelms me because what do I do? What can I do? What is all of this turmoil in our country going to do to my plans to succeed this year? Am I going to be able to keep my job, or is the economy going to collapse? Are we headed for another depression? Because it's really hard to keep being optimistic. And so I shut down, I get behind, and it gets harder and harder to just get after it again and keep pushing forward. And like I said, I've pushed forward today. Like, I got on social media, I was on Facebook during the State of the Union, and I feel like I kind of snapped out of it-ish there, but not all the way. It's like I just popped up and I'm like, I have things to say, and I was just basically countering the president's speech all night on Facebook. And then the next day, one of my cousins was insulting me and arguing with me and calling me names. And so then I responded with facts, and I brought receipts for the things I'd been saying about, like, Trump having gone bankrupt 6 times. The math on there are no people on record who would be 300 years old receiving Social Security checks that fraudsters have been taking advantage of for years. Like, no, why do we know this? Because we can do simple math. Like, Social Security, for example, Social Security started in 1935. In order to collect Social Security in 1935, you had to be at least 65 years old, right? Which means you would have been born in 1870. The youngest people collecting Social Security in 1935 were born in 1870. And if you would be 300 years old in 2025, you had to have been born in 1725, right? Which means that in 1935, when Social Security started, you would have been 210 years old. And there is no record of any 210-year-old person signing up for Social Security in 1935. Therefore, we can be absolutely positive that the president is full of shit when he says that people who are allegedly 300 years old are receiving Social Security checks. But I digress. So anyway, so I did that, and that fired me up, which is good. I was actually communicating because I was angry enough to respond to things. And it makes me mad. It makes me mad that he's lying to people, like my cousin, who then believes him and is operating under erroneous ideas about what's going on in the world. Like, there aren't scientists giving mice sex changes. I think, what is it, transgenic mice? I have to look up the exact terminology, but it's just, I'm not a big fan of experimenting on animals, but if we're going to just for the sake of honesty, there is a difference between that word and transgender. The president is a moron. He's also a liar. He's also just... So, yeah, I was mad. And that started bringing me out of it. And then I did an episode of Autodidactica with Matt on Thursday night. And, I guess I got a lot off my chest. Because I think we started off the episode, even though it wasn't the topic, just ranting about what I just ranted about. So I've been slowly coming back out of my ADHD paralysis waking coma, I guess. And today, I edited last week's vlog episode. I formatted the 3rd chapter of the Chronicles of Nightfire Texas for re-release. I'm filming this vlog now. I'm back, but then, I have to go to work tomorrow on Sunday. I have to work 12 to 13 hour days all week. And I'm just hoping I can keep going. It's a matter of willpower. And it's hard to muster up willpower when you're just so tired. Like, physically, spiritually, mentally. Yeah, so anyway, that's why there was that little blip when there were a couple of weeks, and there was a couple weeks before that I didn't post a vlog. Same reason, I was sliding down into the paralysis. But I'm feeling, I wouldn't say much better now, but I'm definitely going back in the right direction. I'm back on track. And so I'm going to try this week to just, and I can say this because I slept late today and I'm a little bit more energized, but I know my energy level is a big factor. And, Monday after work, I don't know what kind of energy I will have, if any, but I am going to try. I am determined to tackle one major project element for, my non-day job related projects every day this week and moving forward, and just stay on it. But it's just, man, it's hard. Man, it's hard because the world's on fire. And I'm not sitting here saying this is fine. I'm very aware that it is not fine, and that I feel like, I have an ethical obligation to stand up and speak out against destructive lies coming from our country's leader and his party of sycophants. Like, I have an ethical obligation to speak up for marginalized groups that he's targeting, like transgender people. So I can't just unplug from all of that. I can't just say it's not my problem. I think I said it in an I Can't Sleep video once, that, like transgender people and immigrants that he's targeting. I'm not transgender. I'm not an immigrant. But I think the metaphor that I like to use is that if your bathroom is on fire, but you're in the living room, that doesn't mean that you're safe. Because if the bathroom is on fire, your house is on fire. If the transgender community in your country is under attack, the people of your country are under attack. If the immigrant community in your country is under attack, the people of your country are under attack. And I know, here, immigrants who are here illegally are here illegally. But there is no reason for cruelty, But immigrants that aren't here illegally are also afraid. And we have an ethical obligation to speak up for them. Yeah, we can't let everyone move into the United States, but there is no excuse for cruelty. None. There is no excuse for vilifying these people and lying about the crime rates and, that, only the rapists and killers and gangsters are coming across the border. Horse crap. And I say this not because I think everyone should be following the Gospels and the Bible, but because so many of these right-wing hate mongers claim Christianity. Like my cousin who was, let's say, not happy with the things I was posting on Facebook during the State of the Union address. One of the things he did was he called me an unchristian buckethead when I was defending transgender people. When I was talking about how they are people. You unchristian buckethead. So, I have to think about the fact that this man claims Christianity. He also claims all of the hate for other people that come with the MAGA movement. It is a hate group, and it really bothers me that they have laid claim to Christianity like it's theirs, when they do everything that is antithetical to the teachings of Jesus. One of those things being how cruel they are to immigrants, when It's right there in the Gospels. Be kind to the alien among you, talking about immigrants. You know, the story of the Good Samaritan. Things like that are all throughout the teachings of Jesus, and they just ignore it because they want to hate people. And I think one of the things I said to him on Facebook, because I went and I replied to every single one of his grievances on my many posts that, you know, every single one that made enough sense to me to actually offer a response. There were a couple that I'm just like, what exactly is he saying? I don't know. So I just moved on. But to one where I was talking about transgender people, I don't remember what he said, but I remember maybe it's when he called me it was when he called me an unchristian buckethead that I replied, something like, what was it that Jesus said about transgender people again? Spoilers, nothing. Other than love your neighbor as yourself. Be kind to the alien among you. You could, alien, he was talking about immigrants. But it could refer to anyone who is not like you. Anyone whose experience would be alien to you. Anyone who you perceive on any level as being alien, whether it's about borders or experience, be kind to them. That is all Jesus ever said about transgender people. Be kind. It's not hard to do. It's just not. So anyway, I'm fired up. And maybe that's how I got out of my paralysis today. That and a night of actual rest. But yeah, I mean, you can absolutely look forward to more such rants from me over the next however long this lasts, 4 years or so. I will absolutely be speaking up for the marginalized. I will absolutely be speaking up against the corrupt. Because if I don't, it will eat my soul. I have to speak out. It's just who I am. So there you go. And now you're all caught up. Enough vlogging. I'm gonna get some more stuff done tonight before I go get another night of good rest before powering through a crazy work week. If you'd like to check out my writing, my novels, my short fiction, the podcast I do with Matthew Paul called Autodidactica, you can go to my author website, glensladeclarkjr.com. And if you want to continue to follow my vlog, my journey through this year, my angry rants about politics, whatever, and the other strange things I do on this quirky little author YouTube channel, you can like and subscribe, hit all the bells and whistles, I don't know. And I will either keep entertaining, angering, or validating you, or all of the above. And we're trying to get to 100 subscribers. We're at 92 now. And when we get to 100, I'm going to buy a new hat. So that's a vlog, and until next time, be kind to one another.